What up, world? It's your boy J Star, man. Crazy, wild card weekend, man. Crazy, man, outcomes to, some of those games. When it comes to fantasy points, y'all, not really the outcomes of the actual game. Kind of think everybody, but what Vikings got upset it basically, but everybody kind of felt that was going to happen anyway. So really wasn't that much of an upset basically. But when it comes to like the Brock Purdy though situation, like that was crazy. Like that 40 points like fantasy for him, like I don't think anybody really saw that coming. But on to the next week we go. I just want to start off though, man, showing y'all how close, my God, on Sunday night, showdown I came, man. This is crazy, man. Like 160, 162.89, man. Like this is godly, man. Could have cashed out huge on this one, but missed it. Oh my God. Like I had Schultz lineups too. But of course, like I don't know. I guess I didn't have him with I think Julio Jones maybe or something like that. Also, I believe it was Julio Jones and I probably had a Julio Jones lineup with him, but didn't also have like Gallup too as well. So you needed Gallup, with Schultz at captain. Basically, everybody else is the same. Like in this lineup was needed to be in the spot. Man, I was so close though. If Brady messed it up for me, man, because when he threw the touchdown to Brate, oh my God, man! Like I'm like literally watching him throw the ball, the whole way down the field to Cade Otton, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. I just feel it. Like he's gonna throw this touchdown here to Cade Otton. Like I knew it. Like even if he just threw a nice 10-yard pass, I'm right there to win it, man. Like by point 10 almost or something, like point 0.5 or something like that. Like it's crazy, man. I was that close though, cashing huge on that showdown, man. I felt good about that showdown going into it, but couldn't believe like what happened there, man. Just to be that close and not hit. But on to the next week we go, man. Do this first look here for the full slate. So we're gonna get into this as we always do, man. Just looking at, each game basically, fantasy points and things like that. So let's see though. So I'm looking at the Jacksonville Kansas City game here. My bad, I didn't mean to just only click that part. Or yeah, I kind of did. Let's go there. So yeah, we got this game here, and we got a lot of fantasy points, of course. I would say quarterbacks wise, this is probably the best quarterback fantasy points. Besides, it looks like it's gonna be Hurts is probably the next one after this. So yeah. But yeah, so definitely quarterback play. Gonna be a lot of people, I'm sure, picking Pat Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, trying to stack this game for sure. Even the running backs, I feel like, but McKinnon is probably a better play to me here just because he's, better pass catching back. I feel like this game is gonna have a lot of, airing it out type of situations. So I would definitely think McKinnon was probably, one of the better backs. The last time they played each other, I feel like ETN got taken out the game because they got kind of blown out, I want to say. Let's see. Yeah, they got down pretty big and they just stopped running the ball. So if you think they're going to be up, possibly then, ETN is a good play then, because they'll continue to run the ball. Like in this game here, I know they got down big in this game, but they was able to come back. I'm sure once they got close, they kept going back to the run just to keep the run going. Of course, the Chargers are bad against the run too, so that helped the situation too. But kind of feel like once again in this situation, being that they are on the road too, and the first time they was on the road too as well. So they could end up ditching the run quickly if the game becomes like a track meet and they're shooting out against each other. So besides that though, when it comes to receivers, I definitely think Christian Kirk is in a great situation here. Juju, I think he's in a good spot. I feel like Juju got hurt the last time they played each other, and he was just coming off of like one of his best streak of games right here. Like if you see, he was just starting to get heated up, like 25, 28, 18. He was looking like he was about to have another big game at the start of this game, and then he got hurt. And then after that, Tony took over, and he even talked to Tony right when he was coming up the field, like telling him like, go get it, like go do it. And Tony did what he had to do. So Tony came up big, but kind of feel like Juju is probably the better play still here. Of course, we all know, Kelsey is going to be the best play. And Evan Ingram is still in a good spot. but Kelsey is definitely going to be, overshadow him by far, and almost overshadow everybody on in this game, really. He is just the best play for sure. I like Zay Jones and Kirk on the other side being the best two options there. Besides Juju as a receiver, Hardman would have been a great spot, but he is still looking questionable and is looking like what I saw right here, won't practice and not responding. It's not responding the way he wants it to. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So I don't think Hardman is really probably gonna end up playing this game. And if he does, he's probably get really, really eased back into it. So I'll be cautious to take shots there. Let's see. Sky Moore is still on. Okay, so Sky Moore is still there. And yeah, but yeah, like I just think like, any other receiver options, after Juju is a good play still for sure because it's Pat Mahomes. He gonna spread the ball out for sure. Tony did good, like I said the last time, but that was because Juju did get hurt. So MVS was, I think, okay or something. I don't think he did it like amazing. Yeah, so 15 points, that's pretty good for 3,800 though. If he got you that again, you'd be very satisfied with that. So like I said, every play basically, underneath, Juju is still a good play, especially if Hardman is out too, because then it takes, they don't have so much competition then. But Marvin Jones Jr., we saw him getting into the end zone. He's still going to be a good play in this game too as well. And then, like I said, we already know the tight ends. Both quarterbacks are going to be in play. Stacking this game, full goal. I mean, come on now. Like, this could end up being 40 points to 43 or something, like, for real. So, definitely that's going to be a great game. When we get over here to this Giants-Eagles game here, like I said, third on the list, it looks like it's going to be Hurts as the one of the best quarterback plays for this whole weekend. So, yeah, Hurts is definitely going to be in play. We know the rushing ability is going to be there. They're going to need to establish some type of run and then be able to throw the ball. Throw the ball first, really. You want to establish the throw first because the Giants play a 3-4, I believe it's a man defense. So, but they did a lot more zone. Matter of fact, I think, oh, yeah, that's the thing. They start switching the zone. They said that in the game that they was playing a lot more man. But they kind of start switching a little bit more zone. So, could be a mixture of the two. We know the Eagles play a lot of man 4-3. So definitely on that side, you're going to need to establish some type of run game with Barkley, and then to be able to throw the ball out to some of these receivers. I believe Slayton will probably have the hardest matchup out of the three receivers here. So Richie James and Hodges, I feel like will be the better plays. Do got to keep an eye out on this questionable. I know it's just an ankle injury or something like that, and they said he's probably going to be okay. But do got to keep an eye out on that because Hodges is coming off a hot game. And then A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, I feel like definitely are the two best plays over here. Devontae Smith probably, I would feel like, could be a better play, possibly. Because of the fact I feel like A.J. Brown is probably going to end up lining up with who just came back for the Giants, man. I can't remember Adoree Jackson. So I feel like he'll probably have to match up with Adoree Jackson more often and probably have over the top I want to say coverage with the safety. So it'll probably be harder to get the ball to him. But I do think somebody like a route runner that's going to get into the opening windows down the field, deep down the field, and just opening windows even like 15 to 10 yards. I think that's Devontae Smith as well as Goddard. Goddard should be, in for a big game because if they're so busy trying to take away A.J. Brown and double coverage, for him, then it's Devontae and it's going to be Goddard. Those two can have huge games. So if you were stacking Hurts, I think those two are the best plays. Also got to say, though, after that is, established and everything, they're going to be able to run the ball easily because it's going to back up the linebackers. So I don't know if it's going to be Sanders, but I do know Boston Scott has been a giant killer forever, like in his career. So, he's put up 11 points there. He's put up 10 points the first time. So, for 4,300, I think that's a great value play, of course. I believe he can get you 10 points again because I do think, Philly could possibly get up big in this game. I feel like they probably have one of the easiest matchups out of everybody that's playing. So they could, if they just go in there and establish what I'm telling y'all they need to be able to do is just, have Jalen Hurts slinging the thing to Devontae Smith, slinging the thing to Goddard, have the game plan the same way you saw what Dak did to the Bucks. It's like just have that game plan. Go when they come out there, they easily see that they're doubling A.J. Brown. then go ahead and sling it to Devontae Smith, sling it to Goddard. You're going to get down the field either way with those two. You can end up rushing in a touchdown just like you saw with what you saw what Dak did to the Bucks. So those two, and then after that, eventually, if they're up so big, they're gonna give it to these running backs. The thing is, they switch off running backs, so we know somebody like a Boston Scott could sneak in for a goal line touchdown. So that's all the best plays on that side. Like I said, for the other side, Saquon Barkley has to get going. If they are not able to establish Saquon Barkley, it's going to be very hard throwing against this secondary. And when they know that you only have one option, and that's to throw the ball, so it's going to be very hard to do. So maybe somebody like a Bellinger, is probably has an easier matchup, but not really. I feel like because he's probably going to get C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and it's really, to me, will have to be Hodgins, Richie James Jr., somebody like that. I feel like because Slayton should be lined up, but I did see Hodgins lined up out wide a lot in the last game, so he could end up having some what's I want to say Slay, sticking him or something like that. So, yeah, man. And then even Bradbury on the other side. I mean, he's been the one that people been picking on more though anyways. So I would say anybody that's lining up over there, Richie James, possibly a decent play. So if you want to run back this game and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, if they don't establish something with Saquon, they're in trouble. But I expect them to be dumping the ball off to him, and as well as getting him the ball to run. It's going to be a tougher matchup for them. If they start getting down big, I think it's going to get really, really tough for them. Even though we know Daniel Jones also can rush the ball, he's probably going to need to do that because if somehow it's harder to establish a run with Saquon, he's going to need to rush the ball. So that's what makes him a good play, though, is we know he can run, and that'll help them open up the passing game, too. Then we move on to the Cincinnati and Buffalo game. Let's see. So here is 2-4-3 defense, I believe. Well, Cincinnati is more man and Buffalo is more zone. In the first game, I meant to say though that Jacksonville is a 3-4 defense. They're zone, I think, only though, and then Kansas City is a 4-3 man defense. So here like I said, we got Cincinnati in a man, we got Buffalo in a zone 4-3 style defense. In both of these defenses, you need to establish some type of run game. The thing is, one side I guarantee is going to be able to do it because they got Josh Allen rushing the ball, and I don't believe it's not going to work out too well if Cincinnati's going to play a lot of man defense, like they normally do anyways. Because of the fact if you're playing man defense, then most of your cornerbacks and just backs period on the field or have your backs turned to Josh Allen, and he's just going to take off and run. And if he starts doing that, eventually you're going to have a spy, and their linebackers aren't, as great over there in Cincinnati. They're good linebackers, but not the greatest. They're not Pro Bowl, linebackers. I see them having a hard time stopping Josh Allen. He just continues to run the ball. And then it's just going to open up some of the passing because some of these cornerbacks and stuff like that are going to have their backs looking back at the quarterback to see if he is running, and that could get open for somebody like a Diggs, somebody like a Gabe Davis, things like that. If McKenzie is able to go, we did see Beasley get into the goal line, but definitely somebody like a Diggs, I think, comes into play big. If, like I said, if Josh Allen is running that ball like that, the deep play to Diggs or the deep play to Davis is going to be there, like for real. And then, even throwing to a Dawson Knox, because that's probably the best thing I know that Cincinnati already kind of gives up is the tight end. So I can see if just Josh Allen's running the ball, rushes and touchdown, just getting Knox going. We seen one thing about Josh Allen. He's not really the best quarterback, I would say, when it comes to like double stacking all the time. Like I know he just came off of a game where it was just Diggs and Davis. And even Knox, I mean, my bad, didn't even go to Hurst, but even Knox scored a touchdown, and basically all three of them basically kind of hit, But most of the time, there's a lot of times, at least I would say, not most of the time, but a lot of times, Josh Allen can go with just one player. It's just him and Diggs. It's just him and Knox. So if you want to do like a skinny stack, he's probably one of the best quarterbacks to do that with. It'll allow you to be able to run back, maybe more options on the other side here with the fact that Burrow going to need to be able to establish some type of run over here. He has two really good backs. I feel like he should be able to get that part done, being that he has a Perrine and a Mixon. Also Mixon catches too as well. Even they catch, with Perrine too as well. So it's like, I feel like he just has all the weapons to be able to go down the field and score. Because besides that, once he gets, that run part going, he has Chase, Higgins, even Boyd, And we even seen some Irwin even get down the field. But just the two weapons right here for big plays. Like you're not gonna be able to take away all of it. So if he's able to establish the run, either one of these weapons right here can get going, and after that is going to kind of open up Boyd, as well as Hurst and things like that. Like, they're the two probably had the easier matchups would be Hurst, and I would say possibly Boyd. Tre'Davious White will be on the outside, but as we saw in the game when DeMar Hamlin got hurt, they went right after Tre'Davious White, being that he just returned back, not too long ago. They just went to just go attack him. So, and they attacked him with Boyd because they went ahead and put Chase in the slot on that one play in the goal line, and it caused the safety and the cornerback to go with Chase, doubling him, and left Boyd wide, basically one-on-one with Tre'Davious White, and he got open on a post route. So I can see a lot of that going on where they move Chase around to see who's going to get doubled and try to open up somebody like a T. Higgins, open up somebody like a Boyd in that game, even like a Hurst, So I think Chase might be a distraction play, but he's also still a great play because eventually the defense is gonna have to adjust to whoever Burrow starts to go to the most after that. Once they realize, oh, you're doubling Chase every time, we're gonna go to Higgins. They're gonna have to adjust to the Higgins, and then eventually it'll just open up Chase. So like I said, he just has all the weapons over here. I feel like to attack this defense completely. On the other side, I feel like it's a little bit harder. But Josh Allen is the key, man, because if he starts running, and it's like it's no defense that can stop a rushing quarterback, and especially one that can throw too as well. So this is a back and forth game to me. It's gonna be a pretty good game. I know defenses are really strong over here, and we do know on one side is like a quarterback that gets sacked a lot with Burrow, and then on the other side is Josh Allen can make some mistakes and throw interceptions. But the only thing is Josh Allen does really bad against zone defenses. That's where he makes the most mistakes. So, but this is not a zone defense. This is a man defense. This is probably when he shows up and plays his best, because he has man beaters, type receivers in Diggs and Davis and stuff like that. And as well as the fact that, like I said, if all the backs is turned to him, he's going to take off and run. So it's just going to open up, those receivers eventually. So like I said, he's a best skinny stack though option. Burrow definitely has a lot of elite weapons to be able to stack him fully. And I really like taking him if I was, over probably taking a Josh Allen in that game. But we're going to move on to the last game here. We got Dallas and San Francisco 49ers. One of the best games I just feel like for this weekend. I mean, it's a lot of great games though. But this is probably one of the biggest, at least fan base, when I want to say and I know it's going to have the most ratings of watch games. So we got Dak Prescott coming off his best game. Brock Purdy, coming off his best game, really. So it's going to be a hot, this is going to be an on fire game, I feel like. I know both of these defenses are amazing, though. We got the number one turnover defense here in the Cowboys, and we got the number one defense just in the league. Something's got to break here because the thing is, though, to me, is that both of these teams offensively are freaking amazing to me. Like, you got Dak, you got Pollard, and Zeke, combining to basically be a McCaffrey, like they got McCaffrey, like that's all they need, but we got two backs here to combine, we got a goal line runner, we got a catching and a what I want to say, electric, shiftiness running back here that can run, through the tackles and stuff like that too as well with speed, which is all what McCaffrey kind of does for the San Francisco 49ers. So they have two backs compared to their one. Over here at receiver though, we got Debo and CeeDee Lamb. They basically both play the slot, very electrifying players. I would say, though, Debo is a better yards after the catch player than Lamb is, but Lamb is a way better route runner than Debo is. And Debo's a better rusher. CeeDee Lamb is probably a better, I would say, big play receiver, though, too, that gets down the field, so bigger catches comes from him, I would think. But then we got Gallup and Ayuk. It's kind of like the same type of tier players here, just out wide, receivers that can get it done, and for their number 3 receivers, Noah Brown is decent. T.Y. Hilton is a veteran, we all know. Jawan Jennings is decent. Ray McCloud is decent, So I just feel like both of these teams, they're set, though. Like, tight end, look at this. Kittle, Schultz, they're both, like, really good tight ends. Like, this is crazy. I don't know what's really going to happen here, because something has to bend like and break like completely in this game, because defenses are so tough, but it's like they're going against the most like electrifying offenses. And I don't know which, it's going to come down to quarterback play. Which quarterback you think is going to break first? Like, that's what it's going to come down. Otherwise, this is just going to be a back and forth shootout game, is what I see, because there's no way you're stopping all these weapons. There's no way. I don't care if you're doubling one thing, that means you're leaving something else that's electrifying wide open. As we saw what just happened for the Dallas Cowboys. The Bucs was doubling CeeDee Lamb the whole game. Of course, until that fourth down that they went for, which was the best thing for them to do, was like a chess match there, because the whole time it was doubling CeeDee Lamb. You go for it on fourth down when you know the whole defense was set to stop the run. For the first time, it was set to stop the run and only had one-on-one, with CeeDee Lamb, and he got wide open. So that was the smartest move for them to do right there, to go for it right then, because the whole time, if they any other time they wasn't going for it on fourth down, he would have just been double covered and they would have been taken out the play. So the whole time, instead of forcing anything to him, they went ahead and just went to Schultz. You leaving Schultz one-on-one, he's that good of a tight end that he's going to get open on a one-on-one matchup, or get into the zone opening, in the windows and stuff like that, that you're leaving open because you're doubling CeeDee Lamb. So it's just like, this is going to be crazy, man. This is a crazy game right here. So after that though, man, because like I said, all those weapons are good, man. Like, I don't care who you really take. It's really, you kind of got to think of, when you are taking this stack, I would say, try to think of who you think the defense is going to try to take away. Because if you figure that part out, it's going to be easier for you to take the right stack then. If you think the Cowboys is going to try to take away McCaffrey, and you think that's going to be their main focus, is trying to stop McCaffrey, which is going to be very, very hard to do, because he's not just a running back, he's going to catch too as well. So, but if that's what they're going to try to do, then they're just going to find ways to get Debo and Ayuk and maybe Kittle the ball. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing on the other side. If the 49ers was going to try to stop the run game, period, Pollard and Zeke, all that means is that they're just going to have to get more time in the pocket to throw. And they're going to throw to CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, as well as, Schultz, and then if you're thinking about who are they trying to stop down the field and stuff like that, if it is CeeDee Lamb again, they're just going to go to the other options. Now after coming off of what Schultz has just did, maybe the 49ers might be paying more attention to trying to make sure they get Schultz taken out the game or something like that. I don't really know, like I said, but you got to figure out who you think it's going to be. So let's go ahead, man, and get this, let's see, this full slate. Who do I want to play at quarterback this week? That's going to be the key thing. I'm trying to think who I feel that is going to basically have it the most easiest, to just, everything's going to work for them. Like, even like, I don't even feel like you're going to be able to stop their best player type of thing. And it kind of feel like it's Mahomes. I just don't think Jaguars is going to have the right personnel or whatever they need to stop Kelsey. So I kind of feel like I just need to just stick with that. Like, it seems so simple and easy. At running back, I kind of want to take McKinnon just to go along with that. And then I think I'm going to take a savings at running back and go with Boston Scott, the giant killer. And then I want to, let's see, what do I want to go to now? Man. Okay, I guess I gotta run. I'm gonna run something back here. I'm gonna go with Kirk. I think Kirk is gonna be the one option on the other side of this game that isn't gonna be able to get stopped. I think the last time, no, let's see what happened. Cause where was that they played each other? Right here. Yeah, he didn't get stopped last time. Like, he killed it. Like, I don't feel like, the man defense that the Kansas City Chiefs play, I feel that since they play that type of man 4-3 defense, they're going to try to stop the out wide receivers with Marvin Jones and Zay Jones from getting deep down the field, but they're not going to be able to stop Kirk in the slot. I feel like that's where they're going to have a hard time, especially with the fact that he also has Evan Ingram running in them same areas, and both of them are very explosive. So I really like that. I think they're not going to be able to stop. I think that's a great run back there. I think I probably need some type of savings here. And I think for defense, I'm going to just go ahead and put the Cowboys in there just because they are the number one takeaway defense. We'll just go ahead and roll with that. And so far, that's my only thing from Sunday, I believe now. So, yeah, it's the only thing I got for Sunday. Let's see. Do I want to get? What do I want to get here? I got a lot of money, so I can do a lot here. I think I'm gonna take Debo. Okay. So with Debo now, I have something like a Cowboys defense and a run back. It's gonna be Debo. It's funny. And then no, should I go ahead? Let me see. So I'm here with 31. Let me see. Nobody. I could take Noah Brown. Could take Noah Brown. At least with 6,000. I don't think it was anybody though there that I need to take. But I mean, or Gallup. Noah Brown or Gallup. I think that's where I would want to be. I know Marvin Jones is cool, but I feel like in an explosive game that I think that's going to be, I think I'll roll with Gallup. Leaves me with 50. Okay, perfect. And I got Juju. I like this. I like this a lot, man. Yeah, so that's kind of perfect, man. Like, I have options too to take Pollard if I didn't want McKinnon, but I think this Pat Mahomes game is going to be so explosive, man. It's going to be a crazy game. And I think I also had options to take, let's see, I went with the Cowboys defense, but I could have taken the Eagles defense too as well. Chiefs defense too. This is pretty great. Like, I have different options to take at defense. And like I said, I could have came off of McKinnon here and then, went with Pollard instead. But I do like having all these stacks because I do feel like this is one of the biggest like fantasy points games I think is going to be is this Kansas City Jacksonville. And to me, the next one, I mean, of course, Cincinnati Buffalo, but I think Dallas and San Francisco is going to be the biggest one because it just has so many weapons. It kind of compares to this Jacksonville game. Like, it's a lot of weapons here. It's a course of weapons here for sure. But I just feel like this one right here just got the most, man. It's going to be a crazy game. So definitely wanted pieces from that game. Got just one piece from the Philly game here. Don't have any pieces though from the Cincinnati Buffalo game, which could suck, to not have a piece from there. But also with the $200 here, I just seen that I could have took Boyd right there if I just wanted a piece that bad. So I kind of really like this lineup because I can maneuver things to still get pieces of everything or just leave it as is. And I really like it the way it is though. So this your boy J Star, man. Good luck, man, this weekend, man, and everything. Stay tuned, though. I'm going to have other videos, for the showdowns for each one of these games. Hope y'all enjoyed, man. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.